Welcome to IELTS Listening. Today we study IELTS 20 Test 2, Part 1, Carer Support Assessment. This part has 10 questions. All are note completion. The answer limit is one word and/or a number. All questions use keyword location. Listen for clue words to find the answers. 3 key strategies. Predict answer type, find listening anchor words, watch for correction traps. This is a conversation between two friends. A woman asks how to apply for a carer support assessment. The first topic is about daily care. It covers questions 1 to 3 from turn 1 to turn 4. The second topic is about the assessment process. It covers questions 4 to 7 from turn 5 to turn 8. The third topic is about support service details. It covers questions 8 to 10 from turn 9 to turn 12. The heat map shows questions 1 to 3 are in topic 1, questions 4 to 7 in topic 2, and questions 8 to 10 in topic 3. Common traps here include correction traps and format traps. Listen for the speaker correcting information. Now we go through each question. Please pause the video and try to predict the answers first. For question 1, the note asks what carers need. Listen carefully. The recording mentions 2 benefits, but only one fits this blank. The clue before the blank is so we need a noun. The question says time for other responsibilities is the first benefit, and the blank asks for another one. In the recording, the friend says they sometimes need a break. Break is the answer. Note that time was mentioned earlier, but that's a different benefit, not for this blank. The recording directly says a break, so the answer is break. Be careful with spelling. Don't write break. Question 2 asks how much time the caring involves. The blank needs a noun that goes with how much. The phrase how much in the question tells us we need an uncountable noun. In the recording, the friend asks, "How is your mother?" And then the woman starts to answer. The woman says she needs a lot of help, then the friend asks about getting support. Notice the answer comes from the friend's phrase amount of time, but the question asks for the word after how much. So the answer is time. The question changes amount of time to how much time, but the meaning is the same. Question 3 is a blank in the notes. It asks what you help her do. Listen for the activity mentioned in the recording. The question says, helping her have a 3. In the recording, the friend first asks about help with getting dressed, but that is the previous example. Then the woman says, help her get into the shower. The question says, have a shower, which means the same thing. So the answer is shower. The answer is shower. Be careful with the spelling. Don't write any other word. Question 4. We need to fill in what the old lady can deal with. The phrase dealing with tells us to expect a noun, like money or shopping. The clue word is dealing with. We predict the answers about the old lady's daily life ability. In the recording, the friend says, whether she can cope using money. Cope using means the same as dealing with, so the answer is money. Be careful of a distraction. Earlier, shopping was mentioned, but that's a different example. The recording clearly says cope using money, so the answer is money. Final answer, money. Be careful with spelling. Don't write money. Question 5 asks about loss of memory. The blank is after loss of, so we need a noun. The clue word is loss of, which tells us to fill in an abstract noun. The woman says problems with her memory, which means her memory has problems. The recording says problems with her memory, and the question asks for loss of memory. It's a paraphrase. The answer is memory. Answer confirmed, memory. Be careful with spelling. Don't write memory. Question 6. The blank is before her. We need a verb to describe a physical difficulty when caring for her. The clue word is physical difficulties. We predict the answer is a verb showing an action. In the recording, the friend asks, are there any physical difficulties? Lifting her, for example? The answer appears directly. The recording directly says lifting her. The answer is lifting. Pay attention to the spelling. Answer confirmed, lifting. For question 7, it's after preventing a in the notes. You need a noun that describes what to prevent. The clue word is preventing. Predict a noun like accident or fall. In the audio, the friend says, avoid the possibility of your mom having a fall. Fall is the answer. Be careful not to write advice. The question asks for the specific event to prevent, not the advice. The answer is fall. Fill in the blank. Fall, with a blue fill animation. Question 8 asks about the cost of transport. Specifically, which type of transport? The clue in the question is cost of A, which tells us we need to fill in a type of transport. In the recording, the friend says, "Get a taxi," which directly gives us the answer. So the answer is taxi. Please pay attention to the spelling. Question 9 is in the note fuel, and 9, you. You need to fill in another expense that can be claimed. Note, fuel and petrol are synonyms. The question already has fuel, so petrol is not the answer. In the recording, the friend says, "You can claim for the insurance too," which directly gives the answer. The answer is insurance. Be careful with the spelling. Don't write insurance. Question 10. The blank is after help to reduce. We need a noun. It is the thing the friend suggests reducing. The clue word is reduce. We can predict the answer is a negative feeling or problem. In the recording, the friend says you're under quite a bit of stresses, then says minimize it. Here, it means stress. The question reduce stress replaces the recording's minimize it. The answer is stress. So the answer is stress. Pay attention to the spelling. Now, let's summarize the 2 key tricks in this listening test. The first trick is correction trap. The speaker first gives wrong info, then corrects it with words like actually or sorry. For example, question 1, the speaker first says one date, then quickly corrects it to another date. The second trick is spelling trap. The speaker spells out a word letter by letter, or the word has linking sounds or dropped sounds. For example, question 2, the speaker spells out a name letter by letter. We need to listen carefully to each letter. Remember these tricks. Now, let's look at the key vocabulary from this listening test. Question 1 answer, a date. Pay attention to the correct spelling of the month and the day. Question 2, answer, a name. Listen carefully to each letter, especially letters that sound similar. Question 3 answer, a number. Pay attention to how numbers are said, like the difference between T and teen. Question 4 answer, a place name. Watch the spelling, especially double letters. Question 5 answer, an activity name. Pay attention to the pronunciation and spelling. Question 6 answer, a time expression. Note the correct way to write AM and PM. Question 7 answer, an item name. Watch the spelling, especially the ending letters. Question 8 answer, a price. Pay attention to the currency unit and how the number is said. Question 9 answer, a contact detail. Pay attention to how numbers are said, like how 0 is pronounced. Question 10 answer, an address. Pay attention to the street name and the house number spelling. That's all for this listening test. Remember, for part 1, always preview the questions and watch out for correction traps and spelling traps. Good luck with your exam!